Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in this world. Um, I hope your day is filled with love and laughter, and I hope that you finish your week strong and build some momentum to have a wonderful weekend. So, today I wanted to talk about a topic that's very touchy and very it stirs a lot of emotion within people of all color and creeds, and that is race. And these last few days, I've been really putting my mind to work as far as what I want to make videos about and trying to get some ideas on paper of what I would like to speak on and topics that I would like to shine light on so that we can get rid of taboos and get rid of dark areas in our society by shining my light on it. And hopefully I can get feedback from all of you and get some light from you guys to shine on these topics that I'm going to speak on these next few days, next few weeks. And as I was thinking about these comments or these videos the last few days, and when I came to the the conclusion that I wanted to make one on race and the white man oppressing everybody, even women, white women. And I'm not saying that you do it if you're a white man. I'm not saying that you're responsible, but as a white man now, you have to take some accountability for our ancestors and the shit that we've done to minorities in the past, and how we've become such a toxic ego driven society because of greed and power hunger of the white man. And synchronistically enough, when I was thinking about these things, there's a black gentleman that I really follow and I really admire, and on Facebook, and I commented on one of his posts, and he hit me with something. He commented, "Why don't we ever talk?" White privileged. And I was like, how synchronistic. It didn't even bother me because I was like, damn, I'm stirring that energy. So that's funny you said that, because we had talked and interacted in the before, and that was never brought up or anything. So it's cool when you start to think about these topics internally. The quantum entanglement of being connected to everybody stirs those things up in other people as well, other people that you've had energetic connections with. So Solar Man, shout out to you. I can't wait to talk to you today. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was the fact that, you know, from my standpoint, the mentality that I used to carry is, I used to hear this white privilege and this white guilt, and I used to dismiss it, like, what the fuck are you talking? I didn't do anything to these people. I didn't do anything to any minority to oppress them or hold them back or enslave them. That is none of my Chad Hafler's doing. But as I get a deeper understanding of how energy works, and this really ties into my generational trauma stuff that I spoke of last week. All parties in these traumas have a role in healing this trauma. The white man has to acknowledge the fact that we have shackled and cuffed everybody outside of the white man, including white women. For people to be less than for, I mean, it's only been a few decades since people have been able to vote. Everybody has been able to vote, and everybody's had the ability to use the same restrooms and stuff, and to deny the fact that we oppressed these people for so long, that the generational trauma created this ball rolling downhill into darkness, where there it's a struggle to provide, and it's a struggle to find decent employment, and it's all these things which are getting better. And I'm not saying our society isn't moving in the right direction, and I'm super grateful for that, because everybody is equal and everybody is connected. So really, when we keep those closed off thoughts and these closed off point of views, then it's really not only handcuffing the minority or the minority, it's handcuffing us from continuing to grow as well, because that's creating a negative karma for ourselves. So therefore we cannot evolve as a collective when we do that. And you know, it's our duty as men and white men and people of authority, and I'm not saying white men are authority, I'm saying police. You know, obviously there's black men and there's women and everybody, anybody in an authoritative position. You know, we need to really step up and start getting that authority, that ego out of our minds. And in the police world, we need to remember that we are servants and we are there to serve the community and not lock them up and throw away the key. And I think the root of this is fear, and fear of the unknown. We fear things that are different from us. We fear things that are uncomfortable with us, and you can deny it all you want, but I guarantee you take a police officer, a white police officer, and you stick them in a group with 10 black men, and they're going to be on edge and anxious as fuck, because unless they're familiar with hanging out with people of different diversity or different cultures and hanging around and surrounding themselves with diversity, they're going to be on edge. And so many times you see that you get these people that grow up a certain way with a certain group of people, and they may not have been taught racism or necessarily been shown hate, but the fear of the unknown and being around things that are familiar with you make you very uncomfortable, and start to raise that anxiety and that and you know, that doesn't even have to necessarily be a police officer, just anybody in the same situation. And I would say the same thing about you take a black man and stick him with a group of nothing but white men, which black men have to deal with every day. You know, how often do us as white folks in my area, this, when I speak of these things, it's solely from my point of view and my perspective, but how often do we surround ourselves with nothing but black people, you know, and make ourselves comfortable and make ourselves familiar and realize that they are just like us. They're human, you know, and we have been passed down this generational fear of each other. So when you've got one group fearing one group and the other group fearing them or fearing the other, then it creates that division, and that fear creates that anxiety and creates that animosity and creates that shackle for us to be held down as a collective consciousness, because you know, we're not shining light on the things that are taboo to the way we grew up and the things that are passed down to us. So speaking on the white man having to just acknowledge, you know, I'm not saying you should take the blame. I'm not saying that it's your fault. I'm not saying that it's my fault. I'm not saying that it's anybody in particular's fault, but you just have to acknowledge the fact that we have oppressed millions and millions and millions, and we still do to this day all over the world. And yes, I understand that other leaders and other diversity groups have oppressed people, and I realize that some of the cruelest dictators in the world haven't always been white, but collectively it's usually been white man that has oppressed people for different reasons of greed, power struggle. But on the flip side, the duty of the minority is to bring themselves out of the victim mentality and to forgive and to have compassion for our ignorance as white men, and have compassion for the fact that these things have been passed down to us, and you know, not see me as a white man and automatically write me off because I am a white man, or say, oh, white privilege, because you know, you really know nothing of my life, and what I've come to experience is we all feel the same things, just different circumstances. You know, sad is sad, hurt is hurt, happy is happy, and emotions are the same, just different circumstances. So when we're able to take those shackles off, whether it's just acknowledging that we come from an ancestral background that has limited people and has oppressed people and has judged people for the color of their skin, we start to free that shackle. And on the flip side, when you start to acknowledge the fact that it has come from ignorance and it was passed down from us, as it's not necessarily the white man of today that we're trying to grow and trying to evolve as a collective, that then when we have these tough conversations, can we start to take those shackles off and evolve? So I can't wait to talk to you today. I bet most of you people didn't know that we actually, dating back, I think 150,000 years ago, the mitochondrial DNA of the first Homo sapiens was found in Africa. So what that tells me is that we were all created from black people and dark skinned colored individuals. And as we evolved and as we migrated to different regions of the world, our DNA and our genetics evolved, therefore changing our skin colors and making us different and creating a dualistic reality that we live in. And so a little bit of knowledge. So if you're white and you're thinking, oh, you've got a closed off mindset and you've got racism in your family or whatever, just know that way down your lineage, you came from dark-skinned individuals. So get off your high horse, because we are all one. Solar, I can't wait to talk to you, man. Thank you for reconfirming my direction with this video that I wanted to go, and I can't wait to get some feedback from you all. Any race, any age, any color, please, input is welcome, because when we talk about these things that handcuff our society, we start to take those handcuffs off and we start to create heaven on earth and just love one another and just thrive and flourish and blossom into the beautiful beings that we are. I love you guys. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful day, and I hope that your weekend is just as amazing as you are.